Yeah, they cheese themselves.
They cheese themselves.
Yeah, they overdid it even. We had meepos, we have brood mothers, we had a wisp mid.
Look at that respect.
Best check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
I agree that Miracle Lifestealer, man, he easily looks like the best Lifestealer in Dota right now.
Yes.
To me.
Nigma is setting up for maybe a first pick bat as well, leaving that in the pool compared to their previous bans. Another one that is still in the pool is Snapfire. So which one will be banned out by Secret is the question that they're thinking about very long.
Snapfire has not been that successful at this tournament when it has been picked. I remember at least yesterday it had a bad win rate. I think it's been bolstered up a bit today.
Nyx is banned out and Batrider is still in the pool, so maybe that's one of the things to consider, but so is Snapfire. And when Nyx is banned out, Snapfire is pretty decent.
Yeah.
One of the best heroes versus Snapfire right now is that Nyx Assassin, because you can never get your ulti off. Whenever you start using Mortimer's Kiss, he just carapaces and you're done. Ench.
I like that Kuro is just sticking with it. He had a literal 1v1 battle in that previous game that he lost to Poppy, getting Poppy a triple kill. But he's like, I won with this. I still want the Enchantress over the Chen.
Well, if they wanted, Batrider is still a good hero versus Enchantress, though its impact against the, in the laning phase is still a little questionable, right? Like, it's good that you have damage to be able to output against Enchantress, that you don't have to right-click her, but the neutral creep can still be really annoying.
Yeah, but the hero just does a lot. Overall, you don't care about her untouchable later on as well, because it's one of those heroes that forces Enchantress to go for a BKB. As if you get enough sticky napalm charges on her, you just kill her with Firefly. She's squishy enough. She can't survive that. And in the laning stage as well, it's quite difficult for her. Later on, though, when this Batrider is played by a greedy player, he brings so much to the table. He goes for those travels early on, or even a Blink Dagger, and just starts making things happen. But if you're position 5, it doesn't really do as much. We'll see where they put it.
There's even position 4, right? They ran it with the Yapsor.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
As well. So they've got 3, 4, and 5 all open with that. Leshrac, a little bit more solidified. I feel like that's most likely. I feel best about Leshrac right now when you give him safe lane. But we'll see if maybe an opportunity is available.
Like changing it up with a Tiny.
They have played that Tiny on position 4. They've played it on their carry with Wisp to back him up.
I'm position 2 as well. They
So they definitely didn't back off from this plan of picking Tiny. This hero has been drafted in every single game like a month ago. Then he suffered a couple of nerfs and suddenly disappeared. But they're bringing Tiny back.
Yeah, I still think it's an insane 4 position. I think Toss, even with the nerfs that happened to the range of Toss, I think it's still just conceptually way too strong to be able to just relocate enemy heroes into your team. But I always feel good when... I like the fact that Nigma took the step in Game 2 to be able to grab their 4 position and give Mind Control a better offlane than what they initially did, where they grabbed that Timber Saw really early for him, and then he didn't have much of a game. On top of that, I always feel good about a lineup that has a 4 that can initiate for you. And so if Tiny is a 4 position here, he certainly does that in spades once he gets that Blink Dagger.
With that first ban from Team Secret, PL, it makes me think that this Batrider should be their offlaner, because think about it, you already have Leshrac. That hero is actually super decent versus PL. But because of this Batrider pick, you're forced to ban it out as PL destroys Batrider in the lane. So that's a decent ban. Let's see what they ban with this second pick, because they still have what? Slark and perhaps Weaver Void, that's it. Nyx is already banned out. This is an easy bet offlane game.
I don't think I'm too... I could be annoyed by Phantom Lancer, but I feel like Slark just falls over against Leshrac lineups.
Yeah.
So I would still be okay with leaving Slark in there. I also feel like he's just... I think he's a tier down. Would you agree with that? With the tiers of carries, I feel like Slark is definitely a step down.
But why? Because he was like
Lifestealer.
He looked
amazing. The next hot thing with the Ags as well. What changed?
Well, people started missing every pound.
Yeah.
They buy that Ags and they never actually pounce on target because you have too much range.
The offlaner meta is different. And that's what allowed Slark to shine when he's matched up against Abaddon's Omnis, who are just like these tanky heroes that allow you to stat up over and over again. Instead, you're matched up against these different kind of offlaners, like Mars, for example, is actually quite good versus Slark.
Yeah, we had a lot of Slardars as well drafted. He is banned in this game, but also does very well against him. In any case, they banned out that Void, so it does make me think that this Batrider should be their offlaner. That's how they're protecting him, at least with these bans.
Or maybe they want to give that impression so that, you know, they're leading Nigma astray on the path. You know, I don't know how many mind games, because we always...
that's definitely possible.
Yeah?
That's definitely
possible. Okay, because we always like to mind game way more than teams sometimes think about the draft. Like, oh, they picked this hero because of all these reasons. And it literally was something, oh, I just like to play it because it feels good.
It depends on the tier of the draft.
Yeah.
If you're a tier down, you're just thinking about drafting something for yourself that makes sense, you know, and something that can actually work. But all right.
all right. So all I was thinking about that, it was like, I don't think it's ever worth it to use 2 bans to give false information.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And they just straight up immediately said, no, this is a support Batrider, guys.
In case anybody... Oh, is it though? We actually did see Batrider's mid as well. We saw it earlier this week. We also saw it on Limp from Alliance in the qualifiers from Europe for the major. So there's still that chance. I don't know really if... I mean, they could put Zai mid again, but Zai would play the center. Now, who would play the Bat mid? Wouldn't he do it?
Like, look, if Bat is mid, then if these 3 heroes are cores, then you have a horrible draft.
Yeah. Okay.
So because of that, that's not going to happen. But if Flash is some sort of a support, then perhaps Bat can fit that role. I believe Gambit ran it mid, right? FM played it quite well.
He did.
Oh, they won versus aggressive mode with it, but overall, I think they're going to get something different. I think this Batrider is just their 4 or 5, most likely Upzor.
And for the 3rd game in a row, it is Secret that has like the last pick. But I think this, like, you can't go for another cheese pick, right? So we are this time setting up, hopefully, for a Nisha last pick as they pick up Winter Wyvern, which is definitely is it definitely support?
Yeah, I love. It's probably a 4
Wyvern and 5 Bat?
Yeah,
I
think maybe. I think I would like to raise the farm priority of Wyvern because I think the Orchid build for Yapster would actually be really sick this game. I love Wyvern against these really mobile cores like Void and Slark because it's a long range, near instant disable that lasts a really long time, and then as long as you have some follow-up disables, you just chain the stun, and that hero's just going to fall over, right? So if a Slark gets stunned on the last half second of Winter's Curse, then you're just able to just all in on him really quickly. Very easy kill.
One bad thing about it is if you cold embrace someone, Slark can get his stacks off easily, but overall it's a very decent pick. Omni Knight. All right. He's a hero that buffs up pretty much anyone. If you roll with something like a no-D mid, he makes him basically invincible. Is there a hero that he's countering right now? I don't think so.
Well, no, I think it counters the counter to Slark that they just had, right? Where it's like we have a way to be able to instantly catch Slark who wants to, like, at any point in time, he could get Winter's Curse and Chain Stun bopped. Well, now they've got a counter to that, and that Omni Knight's going to be able to provide you with this...
Yeah, they have some save versus it, that's true.
Yeah. Whatever his W's called.
Heavenly's Grace. Yeah.
Heavenly Grace.
Heavenly Grace.
Yeah, the Curse is going to be non-existent if Omni Knight is in range, is close by enough to not get cursed, but able to save.
It's also very good versus Batrider, obviously, because of Lasso, right? And it's decent in the lane versus him because of Heavenly's Grace as well. And overall, okay, Omni Knight does make sense now that I look at the draft like this. It does make more sense, yeah.
It gives us more of an overview.
Lane and an off lane that can both get rid of sticky napalm. So that's just an awkward place for Batrider to be in. I really feel strongly now about that Batrider being a 5, just because I don't think it's a very good game for him. That you should lower his priority as much as possible.
Yeah, usually where Batrider came into play is when you wanted to deal with these tanky offlaners that are coming to your lane and just destroying you, like centaurs, right? You get Batrider, you start sticking napaling them, and suddenly they can't really approach you any longer. However, in this particular match, yeah, they definitely have counters to it.
Yeah. Let's see what Nigma wants for their last pick.
Some playmaking hero for Weha, some Wind Ranger or something similar, most likely.
They
we'll
still ban the Meepo. I like that.
So there's no void, right? There is. What are your like good kind of mids? Kunkka.
Kunkka's still in the pool. TA is still in the pool. I don't know if we're gonna see we have play TA a lot.
Is it a good
anymore,
Pango game? It's an okay Pango game.
Pango is banned though. They banned it
Void
themselves.
Spirit in. I didn't see the bans.
Void Spirit is still in the pool.
Yeah. Oh, they go with the Pugna. All right. A hero that's pretty decent versus that Wyvern. It gives you a chance to go through Cold Embrace. Isn't nearly as strong versus Lash as it used to be, as it just doesn't proc every single time. But overall, gives them some push. Gives you a hero that you can rally around, which is very important. Gives you that objective-taking hero too. So, yeah, I think it's decent. Let's just see what they decide to go for. I think one more thing is it's really decent versus OD, and it would be a good pick for Secret. However, they don't draft it that much.
They don't, but I'm sure they can play it. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of options.
All right, Morph. Yep. Anisha Morph. Back to it. Back to business.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we talked about it. Like, if it does go to a third game, Secret's gonna just, you know, put down their feet and say, okay, you know what, done playing. We want to not go through the lower bracket. Is this enough though? This them basically making their mark on this series?
I don't know. I kind of like the saves that they have behind this Slark for the game. The lanes are okay. I'm not actually sure if Slark's going to beat the Centaur. The Centaur, maybe Wyvern lane. I'm not sure what the lane matchup is, but I think it's that. And that Centaur is not that bad versus Slark. Even though you're a tanky hero, you get retaliate stacks off of it.
You can pretty much expect like 6 mangoes on Wyvern and Centaur just constantly spamming you with blast and their hits and retaliate. And Stark maybe one-on-one could do well with the stack steal, right? But in this duel versus duel lane, I don't think he is going to fare too well. But overall in the late game, I think it's a decent Stark game. You haven't been countered too hard. You're not playing versus an AM or something like that. It's a Morphling and should be fine for Miracle.
I think a lot of this is going to ride on Pugna's game. I think that you actually need a very strong Pugna mid-game to be able to get to that Slark point where you're really happy with all the saves that you have around him.
The only problem for Pugna as well that I see, it's not like this perfect Pugna game versus Void or versus some physical damage dealers, you know, that you can just decrepify the target that they go on and everything is fine. You're playing versus a lot of magical damage. You're playing versus a Batrider. It is on Pugna, but it's not an easy Pugna game.
For sure.
A lot of pressure on Weha for this game then, from the sounds of it. Let's find out what's going to happen. The third game, deciding game of the series with Lacoste and ODPixel.
Yeah, very excited to see what happens in this Game 3, especially after what we had in Game 2. Nigma striking back incredibly hard against Secret. We're seeing the drafts, Lacoste, some sort of new heroes popping up into the mix. Pugna's going to be coming out as that final one here for Nigma. And what do we reckon about it? I mean, still feels that the control is a bit lacking, but we felt that after the draft of Game 2, and then they smashed Game 2.
That performance from GH, actually, the only thing you need is that kind of a stun, battery assault. Pugna, you asked about it. It's great against Winter Wyvern. Once you get the Interlance, you're going to have a save against the Wyvern ulti, but there's a ton of magical damage. You're playing against the Morphling. If you use it defensively on your allies, that's a free shotgun before he actually gets it. Also against the Lash, heavy magical damage, so he should be careful about using it defensively. Yeah. It's a good Slark game. If they decide to lane Slark against the Centaur and the Wyvern, it's not that good of a Slark game at the start. They have ways of dispelling Batrider, whether Slark is going to play against it or whether it's going to be Omni Knight with Heavenly Grace.
We'll see sort of how the lanes do match up, and if either of the teams do start to dodge one another once the lane positions are revealed as we get into it. But no, all fired up. Nigma after that Game 2 victory, that's for sure. They've had sort of a rough time in the last the last month or so, but now at this point, being able to take down Secret in the fashion they did in Game 2, that's definitely going to give them sort of the power and motivation and peace of mind that they can do it. And they can potentially knock Secret down to the lower bracket. We'll see if they're able to pull it out this game. As things to start, bounty runes to be picked up. They don't want to contest this one, Nigma. They like to let Zai grab this one for themselves. And the lanes will start to be revealed, and we'll see if teams do want to sort of keep to these positions. GH actually looking for a wraparound here. I'm seeing if they can mess around with Zai early on, as Zai's going to be the focus.
Venom.
They're punching him down pretty good. He's forced to get the level 1 Who Stomp, so won't have Retaliate for that lane to start things off. GH turns his attention over towards Puppey, and you're right, with the orb and with the damage that's building up from Miracle with those Essence shifts, they're going to be able to claim first blood, and there we have it. A bit of permanent agi to start things off as Nigma, they begin game 3 with a bang.
That's what you want to get when you're playing this little fishy hero called the Slark. Extra agi, which will help you in the laning stage. Of course, it's not much, but it's something to start with.
And it's, I mean, would you consider it quite big that they, you know, Zai is forced to skill level 1 Hoof Stomp?
Oh, that's the big one.
It does mess up his lane quite a bit. I mean, we're seeing it already. They're going on him again. Zai's in trouble as he needs the help.
Puppey's
and Puppey and
blocking
Yapso, they're trying to keep him safe. They will allow Zai to walk away, but now Miracle, he's just able to get a good amount of harassment onto Puppey too. He's having to bite through those tangos, of course, as Yapso, Puppey, they do fire back hard onto Miracle. Stacks are really building up at that napalm from Puppey's bat. But Secret, no, they've got to somehow make sure that Zai gets through the first level or so safely because of that, you know, being forced to skill the Who Stomp, not having to retaliate to really be able to confidently trade back with the Slark right now when they're both level 1.
Yeah, bottom lane, Morphling so far 4 and 3 against the Omni Knight, who's 2 and 1. Like, you use everything, morph everything into agi. You hit 1.5 times while Omni's hitting only once.
GH, top tries to step forward to get Puppey, but Puppey is a little bit too speedy with the napalm stacks onto GH. He knows that he cannot commit to try for a toss back. And as you said, yeah, bottom lane we're going to just see sort of trade, but if anything, Map3 should be able to play it that a little bit smoother, being able to shift in the agi, have that favorable right click to out CS the Omni for now. And the mid lane, Weeheart and Nisha. Weeheart will be able to grab a regen rune. How's he been doing so far? 4 for 2 against the 8 for 3. Nisha off to a very strong start in that mid matchup for now. Back up to top, Puppey in trouble, will fall once again. Zai does get in onto Miracle with the Stomp, the Splinter Blast as well. Miracle pops the stick charges, can he get away? The Avalanche from GH is holding them back and gives Miracle the safety to escape. They turn over towards GH, he's not done, he tosses Yapso back, but it actually gets Miracle killed. Sure, they'll kill off Yapso for it. Kuro's happy he got a double, but GH did sort of sacrifice his carry's life for that.
It kind of reminds me of my pubs, mid or tiny airlines.
I was going to say, that was a bit of tiny airlines there. As he throws in the Wyvern and Yapso's able to Splinter Blast
wanted
Miracle.
Too much there. Get a kill on Wyvern under the tower. Slark has no points in pounds, and they're going to keep this tri lane. Morphling's having an okay time on the bottom lane. Once he gets the item, the power treads, the mask, you can't really stop him farming.
He took a tower hit as well. Zai's dead. Nigma continuing to get kills here on this top lane. It's 4-1, and now they'll go over towards Puppey. A Splinter Blast brings GH low. Puppey will be able to finish him. He had a lot of stacks on him, but Miracle, he's also got a lot of stacks built up with the Essence Shift. Sticks to pop. Miracle and Kuro stay alive. Now look towards Yapso. It's not quite level 3. He needs one creep to die to get it. That'll do it. He's level 3 now, so he's also got the pounce to play with. Great moves from Miracle. Focuses on getting that extra bit of XP to give him the level to get the kills. It's a triple kill for a Slark at 3 minutes in.
Oh my god, that's a lot of agi stacks already. 4 permanent on that Slark, who's level 4, while Centaur's only level 2.
Yeah, this lane up top, it's a mess. And we saw sort of last game, this tri-lane versus tri-lane action where Nigma they were kind of losing in the tri-lane and then Secret were able to punch back. This game, Nigma, they're starting off with the advantage. Miracle has had an insane start because the amount of kills they've been able to get him up top. Mid lane, GH actually coming over from the top lane to try and help out. We are finding something, and one more right click might just do it with the blast. Not quite in range. Nisha will get away, but a strong attempt from GH to sweep over to mid and use that advantage, those early levels that he's picked up from the action up top to have his impact elsewhere. We are now in a bit of spot of bother as he'll decrepify himself, try and run away. The napalm and the flame break does knock him back. They're diving under the tower for this one. Do they have enough to kill him? They don't. Fires pop. And GH, he's in with a wraparound. And still with a DD. He punches hard. They get the kill. They'll try and run down YapzOr, but with the stick charges, YapzOr's too far away. But an excellent piece of mind there. GH realizing that he can get back in and punish Puppey for diving as deep as he was. Back up top.
Nigma.
It's another kill. Miracle, 4 permanent stacks of Agi as this lane, 3, 2, and 4. He's been involved in 7 of the 8 kills at 5 minutes in as a Slark.
Where was this Nigma during major qualifiers, man? GH, he's all over the place, already involved in 5 of the kills, scouting things out. It doesn't matter if he dies there. It's golden pockets of Puppey, but still.
He got
a
the
long
bounty
time
rune.
wasted. Yeah, and the bounty rune on top of that.
But what a way to start this game 3. 8 for 5. Gold is still even. But I think if anything, it's just the fact that this Slark's getting away with as good of a time as he is. It's a worry for Secret, and you can see that in the play. They're keeping 3 heroes up here. They did start to move away and go towards mid, but top is the focus. They cannot allow Miracle to get space. We saw what happened last game when that happened with his lifestealer. GH steps forward, just get a deep toss back. Miracle's going to start to head over, but Zai's already into the trees. Having to focus, pushing GH away. Zai's getting clapped low, and in fact, with the pouncing, Miracle's committing. Stick charges a pop. He'll get the kill, but he should fall for this one as Puppey. YapzOr, they turn. How much can they punish Nigma for this one? They'll get one. The Fireflies over onto Kuro. They're trying to chase, but this Hellbear smashing from Kuro is beating them down. The toss-up, YapzOr will fall, and Puppey, he cannot get this kill. He's got to be careful. GH, he's going to remain on top of them. Has he got anything else to throw? He's got Mango. The cooldowns are still there, though. 6 seconds until the toss is back up. They're chasing another clap. Give this man a clap. The smashing from Kuro with this Hellbear, it's been perfect. Beats them to pieces. Nigma continue to rule this top lane.
A lot of action happening on the top. Both of these teams kind of overextending, but I feel like Slark is the biggest winner of that. Even though his CS is not the greatest, he's getting those perma Agi stacks, which will get him through the mid game. Once Pugna hits level 6, it's a lot of kill potential. Lashrak needs to be careful if he misses a stun or misuses it. Pugna will try to go for a kill.
And it's just, I mean, it's great fun to see the way that these, you know, this game and last game played out. The fact we're getting this full-on try versus try lane action. And obviously peaceful things happening elsewhere. Mid, the farm, basically even. 36 for 7, 33 for 7 between the two mids. The bottom lane, that definitely is what you could consider the biggest worry for Nigma. Secret, they have Matuma Man getting entire free farm on his Morphling. And the question is, you know, is this a game that you sort of look at the Morph and say, a free farm Morph, they're going to carry the hell out of this match?
Also, once Lash decides to join the team fights, that's going to be different. But also, when Slark gets his level 6, I think this tri lane is just straight up done.
You can't, well, as Secret, you just can't get this many heroes here.
You can't chip harass him anymore, and him having an ability to regen up a huge amount of HP in a short period of time, that's going to be a lot of kills for Nigma if they decide to keep this tri lane.
GH. Looking for an opportunity to toss things back. Zai's got to be careful. An avalanche and toss back could get him in deep. And also trying their best, GH and Kuro to sort of stay out of XP range. Make sure he does get that 6, and he's going to have it very, very shortly. A few creeps away, and it'll be online for Slark.
GH is doing God's work. You don't necessarily have to kill anyone. He's solo zoning 3 heroes.
I mean, understandably, Secret terrified of GH after what he did last game. And Zai, very important for himself, of course, that he finds that 6 so he can have the Stampede to help out Secret when it's needed. He's closing in on it. And still yet to see movements from the other cores this game. We are, and Nisha, very happy to stay mid, continuing to trade farm and down bottom. No intention yet from Mind Control or Map3 to leave this area, which continues to be pretty safe for them. Sure, we're seeing a free farm on Matuma Man, but Mind Control, he's still getting a decent amount of the lane. Not as much, nearly, as the Morphling, but he is farming on the Omni down bottom.
Lashrak will TP back to mid lane, since top lane is in a really bad spot, so he can't rotate.
They want to make something happen here. See if they can. GH, though, he steps in. He's able to get a beautiful toss back right up towards the tower. And he gets blasted low. And Miracle, he's coming with the rotation. This level 6 Slark, he's ready to play and to try and follow around Secret. The Diabolic Edict does force Miracle to back off. He won't be able to find the kills. but both these teams so active. And it's exactly as you said, you know, as soon as that 6 was down the Slark top, Secret, they got out of that top lane. They knew there was no point keeping resources up there. They wanted to make a move mid. Problem is for them, Nigma were incredibly quick to react to it and make sure that Secret don't get a kill out of that mid attempt.
You can't afford to lose your mid laner right now because it will transition into a tower. Both of these teams, heavy tower damage from Edict. Oh, Map3 gets Morph off before.
Yeah, now he's going to be able to turn and fire back. Turns into Tiny, he uses his own combo against him. Quick thinking, quick plays from Map3. Gets this kill onto GH. Mind control. He's keeping the pressure on here, trying to fight back around this outpost, but Secret will be able to secure it back in their favor before the 10 minutes. And now they'll turn and try and beat down onto Mind Control, the three of them, see if they can chase him out. He's pretty tanky. With that Heavenly Grace, he should be okay, especially with Weeha coming in for the side fight. They turn, they burst Map3. Map3 was not prepared. Weeha, hidden behind the trees, turns up, they double nuke him down. The Morphling's dead.
Most of the players would just straight up go for them, but he was hiding behind that tree. It reminds me of that picture where that fat cop is hiding behind the sign, you know? But they could not see him.
I'm trying to see that.
Try to picture it. I'll show you after.
Oh, you'll have to. I'm excited. Well, 13-7, 1K lead. Miracle still scarily at the top. This Slark, definitely a problem. He himself, after those sort of scrappy deaths in the lane, he's been fine. But really a big pick off him. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful man.
I just showed
just show me the picture. What a legend.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
That gets enough. He tried his best, He tried his best to stay alive, but wasn't going to be the case. We will fall. Back to sort of the bottom where Mind Control is going to be joined by Kuro and GH. They're going to sort of hang around here. They know that they're overcaused. They don't really need the help of Slark, particularly least, and obviously Weeha doesn't at the moment. He's dead. But Miracle doesn't need help up top. He's fine to be left alone, so they can just look to try and amp up the pressure on Map3. They knew that Map3 had a good start being left in the 1v1. See what they can do to slow him, or of course the Nisha on the mid lane down. These are the two cores they need to really focus on right now, Nigma.
Team Secret can't really kill Slark at the moment, so they will just need to back up from the top lane, put the pressure on the bottom lane, help Map3 because also Nigma is trying to be aggressive on the bottom lane, not necessarily get a kill, but they are stealing some of Map3's farm.
They are, and well, Map3 they'll run into Weeha. Not really much until any time that Map3 is able to shift. It's not going to be a kill that Nigma can look towards. They've got to try and catch him off guard from the trees as they did earlier when he was caught in the river. And GH, he's going to say, give me some space to farm, boys. He'll take over mid, and he's going to start building his way towards the blink. So they have an additional way of trying to catch, jumping onto Map3 before he does begin to shift things into strength. As bottom lane, they'll set up for a bit of a defense Secret.
They need more heroes. Wyvern is level 6, but they need some kind of follow-up if he uses that ulti. Also, Mind Control, very high level, has a point in Guardian Angel. I don't think you're getting a kill here.
No, they've got boosted travel done on Nisha, so Nisha very much ready to turn up to fights as the Lesh. The tower will fall. They'll be able to deny it at least, so something for Secret, but still Nigma happy with the pressure, taking away map control from Secret and ensuring that they can force this Morphling to fewer and fewer positions where he's going to feel safe to farm.
Right now, Slark is just free farming on the top lane. They do not have a hero that can gank him, and I love the build. Straight into Diffusal Blade. I don't want to see any shenanigans, any drums.
Oh no, drums. No drums. Say a big no to drums. But Diffusal Blade, I mean, as we sort of raved about earlier this series, mana burn, it's the way to play. And sort of the slow and the chase, but having the Diffusal, the pounce, the Orb of Venom slow, it all adds up and makes it very hard for some of these tankier heroes to run away. And these fights, they can snowball very heavily in the Slark's favor. If he's able to sort of get that first pick off, get that initial burst and build up of Essence Shift stacks, and then have the sustained backup from Mind Control, Kuro, this Slark's going to live for a long time. Even Weeha being able to offer up the life drain to heal him up in situations where Miracle's deep on the front lines. Nigma's got a very good lineup to really just build around the fact that this Slark is already very fat.
And they're doing a good job just defending their tier 1 towers while they are pushing enemies. Yep. Oh, that's going to be a really nice kill. Stampede.
He's going to run. He's also going to try and hide. He's going to try and juke. It's not going to work. Jukes himself straight back into the creep side. They've got the vision. They'll kill him off. Mid lane, WeHard trying to heal up Kuro, but the Winter's Curse from Yapzor will allow him to get the kill. He'll go for the defensive Decrepify, but Map3's chasing. Turns into the Pugner himself, has his own blast as well as the Splinter, but it isn't enough to nuke WeHard down. He'll live.
Secret using all the info. Once two heroes show on the top lane, they instantly start playing aggressively on the mid lane. Make stuff happen. A pretty even game in terms of net worth.
Oh, and that's, that's the kind of carry I like to see there. Miracle buying the smokes himself. He says, boys, I'm pretty rich. I'm going to start picking up the smokes for you to make plays with, as he wants to get involved himself. He's got a diffusal blade at 14 minutes. He has the funds to sort of treat the team, and here we have it. They smoke up, ready to make a play immediately as the diffusal blade is complete.
Yeah. The only thing Slark needs to do in a fight is stay away from Lashrak.
But Zai, that's a hero that he won't mind having a bite upon at all. Zai, the focus, he'll go for a stun, but Zai is already dead. Another kill for Miracle. As over, they'll turn towards Matu. Matu has used the waveform, a little low on mana. Miracle, he's definitely going to chase on for this. The mana is burnt. He's got 6-1 charges to play with. He'll go into the Ghost form with the Ghost Scepter. Does manage to shift over to Strength, but Yapzor, he's been tossed in. GH, again, with a placement, moving these heroes around, absolutely destroying the break in their necks. And over towards Puppey. Miracle's not done. He'll take down a third. 3 heroes dying there in the top lane for Secret.
There was no curse at the moment available to cancel that fight. Miracle, like, they understand their timings. That Diffusal Blade was critical. They got the Tier 1 tower on the mid. Now with the Heavenly Grace plus a heal sitting behind that Slark, it allows him to play more aggressively. Also, look at the build on Miracle.
I like
only 1 point in that Essence shift. Like, this is assassination build.
Yeah, I mean, he just knows having that extra damage and cooldowns with the other 2 spells to play with. He can just go in these team fights. And now Zai, he's tried to step forward. He's got to pop the Stampede once again to get away from Miracle. Miracle, he's going to chase on forward. He's got a haste rune. It's time to attempt to run down Zai. Zai will get back a little too close to the tower for Miracle to want to dive on forward. So Miracle will let him live.
Even though they are finding those kills, those pickoffs, Team Secret still finding the farm on the map. They need a little bit more time. Morphling wants to get that shotgun for himself.
Zai.
Oh, that's going to delay his blank dagger if he dies here.
Let's see, is anything more in the tank? There's another blast. Zai dead again. 1, 6, and 4. I mean, this is, I guess, why you don't sort of skill level 1 Who Stomp, kids. It all just snowballs out of control from there. He couldn't play the lane because of that, the way that Nigma were forcing him to skill in that early skirmish. And even with Secret's additional help on that top, Nigma were able to come out on top of this lane and allow Miracle to have an amazing game and Zai's game to be entirely crushed for the opening.
Oh, the courier died. Also, Tiny picked up a Blink Dagger, so he can be the one playing with the Slark and Omni Knight.
Oh.
I don't think he's getting a kill there. That's an easy
But no, this
pick-off.
It's the big brain play. He buys the blink, but then he dies. So he's like, oh no, I died. I lost loads of money. I'm not going to have a blink. But then he respawns, and they're like, he's got a blink. We just killed him.
That's really
the big brain play works.
Blown,
yeah?
no,
that was an intentional feed from GH. I'm telling you, we'll see what he does off the respawn. But they're not going to be ready for the blink reveal now.
What did we learn from this kill? Do not use the Decrepify defensively when you're standing near Lash.
That's true. The Lash, and as you said, down the line, the Morph. There's a lot of burst that can really punish WeHard's attempts to keep himself safe with the Decrep.
Well, GA just showed his Blink Dagger in the mid lane.
Okay.
Your theory went
out the window.
Shit, Owen.
GH says, nope, I'm just going to walk mid and hit creeps and show it that way. Excellent. 18 to 12, 1K in it. I mean, and this is sort of what you expect from sort of top teams like Secret, right? Despite a lot of chaos, a lot of kills going for the other side, Secret as a team, they're still going to know how to keep up in farm on the cores that matter, and that really being at the moment Matu and Isha.
Something is up. He knows where enemies will TP. Matu.
He's here to help out Zai if he wants to. Zai tries to come in with the stun to stop WeHard from channeling, but WeHard still causing issues.
This is exactly how my teammates help me. They're just standing in the fog looking at me, dying.
Oh, what's happening mid? GH, Kuro, and Miracle, they're getting in there. They'll turn over towards Poppy. Yapzor will manage to curse to hold him in place for a little bit, but he's heavily grazed. The debuff does not last too long at all. Yapzor tries to cold embrace himself, but he's dead, as they'll have the magic to burst through that safety that he attempts to provide himself, and Miracle's chasing. He's got the Diffusal Blade active available once more. Nisha, a lot of speed with those boots of travel. He moves incredibly quickly, and just a little bit too quickly, it seems, for Miracle to be able to find him, as Nisha will manage to get himself in the trees and TP out. He'll live.
Oh, the deep ward on the mid lane from Nigma shows a lot of movement, whether they want to move to the bottom lane or any movement, smoke movement from the tier 3 mid tower. Echo Saber on Slark for some extra attack speed, the double hit, and then extra slow.
Oh, I like it. Gives him good stats and fits the way that this game's sort of going. Yep. It's 19 minutes in. It's 19-13. We're seeing a lot of kills, a lot of activity. With the backup he has, it's not necessary to rush the BKB that early on. He feels confident with the heals, the buffs that his teammates can provide him to just go fully offensive with his build. Zai, he's not breathing. He's hiding. And they won't find him. He's fine. He's got a blink and he's got TPs, so he'll be able to work his way out of the trees safely. And Miracle, yeah, just continuing to just focus on building up the stats. He's going for the Skadi after the Echo Saber. He wants to be this tanky frontliner that they could do very little about. Nisha, he nuked lower in the river. So popping the Stampede and also maybe seeing if he can find an initiation. As he has got the blink. Kuro, they'll take him. In they go. Zai jumps forward as Kuro. Ooh, actually, he actually lives. They didn't commit their step, and Matu is dead. Finally, the Edge does die as I believe the tick damage from the Flame Break was, of course, on him. But the bigger loss for Secret, of course, losing Matumba Man. As Nigma just proving to be terrifying. Zai once again, another death on him. Just ruining this Centaur's game, Nigma. As down the mid lane they go, they'll start knocking on a tier 2 tower here. 20 minutes in, 3K lead. Nigma starting to buff up that advantage, and it really is showing. As still, the gold's good on both Matu and Nisha, but we're seeing, I mean, Matu, he's died a couple of times on this morph where he's really been caught out. Puppey tries to step forward. Miracle, he wants to commit. He's got the safety of the Shadow Dance if he wants to continue, and he'll pop it. Turn towards Nisha. Nisha's mana getting entirely drained by the Diffusal Blade as Miracle pushes them back. Gets the space for Nigma to do a lot of damage to this tier 2 already. A few more blasts in this tier 2 tower, it's going to be gone.
Matu, seems like he got the shotgun ready, but his courier died in the previous fight, so he's not going to have it for a minute and 40 seconds.
The Eagle song gone.
Oof, that's a big one.
I mean, you're right, a minute and 30 seconds where effectively this, what the net worth, you do the maths, he's on only 5.5k active in the game. So, you know, not the longest time, but still a minute. I mean, well, I say that, a minute in Dota 2 can feel like an age. As bottom lane, Nisha attempts to push out, but Nigma, they are prepared. And this really is some incredible stuff we're seeing from Nigma.
Mind Control was very silent this game, got only one that he's doing his job, just buffing up the Slark, following him wherever he goes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
A Secret, they've got to slow down the feed train. We're seeing their cores getting caught off. Nigma playing so aggressively. As Matu, he's caught out of the base, will get leashed. He's got a lot of health though, so we'll be able to step back. Ghost form will save him. Zai attempts for the jump in. The Shadow Dance is available on Miracle, and once more, Mind Control sat behind him if he needs it. They'll use the Winter's Curse. Not really going to do anything at all as GH is able to jump in, tries to look for a combo, won't find it. They'll turn towards Matu. Zai pops the Stampede in an attempt to get them out of there. Shadow Dance used by Miracle, but Miracle, he still feels so strong with the Heavenly Grace buffing him up from Mind Control. He goes into the base. Puppey will be the focus. Zai tries to jump in. They bring in Nisha. Can they kill down Miracle? They can't. Zai will fall. They've lost the Batriders. They get in on the backlines. Turn over towards Nisha. Miracle, he's duking out the stuns, but Miracle finally falls. They will finally get this Slark out of their faces, out of their base, and now can Secret turn this into more. The ward's up. Matu's trying to finish it off. GH again looking for the jump in. Avalanche over onto Yapsil. Tosses there. GH killing them behind their tier 3s. As GH, he's running deeper. Let's see what his plan is to get out of this one. He looks to hide in the trees. He does pick up a tree, so his blink will be cancelled for now. Matu comes across. He's still doing his best to run, GH. I don't think there's any escape for him, as he'll be used up, and GH will be killed in front of the fountain. But the space he's making, Nigma will take it. This top tier 2 being threatened. TP's coming in as Zai attempts to get in on Weeha. Mind Control heals him up with the Heavenly Grace. He's able to walk away. The stun will end. Zai trying to chase, but with the blink and Stampede on cooldown, there's no further catch. Weeha's fine.
Now E-Blade is up on Morphling. His career finally is alive, which will give them more burst potential. Slark overextended there a little bit. Whenever Nigma is winning a game, in this tournament. They have one overbuffed carry who's going in. That's Miracle. And you have Save, you have Life Drain, you have the Cripify, any spells from the Omni Knight to keep him alive. This is the way they play.
Yeah, and you know, this is the way that Nigma have been winning. As you say, just Miracle's the carry. Everybody else just needs to be on a hero that allows Miracle to do his job. As top lane, an attempt with the lasso. Puppey does manage to get Kuro up on the cliff. Map3 will turn towards him. Heavily graced, and Kuro does have the hood. So a decent amount of magic resistance, but being isolated on the cliff, he's in a lot of trouble. They'll nuke him down, and they will find the kill on the Enchantress. They do lose Nisha, though, at the same time, as Miracle is able to actually kill him off. They're sweeping over. And again, you know, sure, you've lost the edge, but you've killed the Leshrac, and you might even get more out of this. Map3's low on mana. GH starting up with the Avalanche. They've found Map3. Map3 needs help, and he needs it now. Zai is TPing over, but Miracle, he's building up a lot of stacks. Zai will get the Stampede off in time, but GH is there waiting. Actually tosses him back to safety, so Zai will not be too fussed about that one. GH actually helping him get out of there. As, you know, GH, he's a nice man, offering a bit of mercy. He says, look, dude, we've killed you enough. You've got to get out of there. You know, GH being a good man all the time.
He's been too good of a person.
Yeah, it's too nice.
Slark eliminates his most, the threat that he's feared the most, and that's Leshrac before the fight even starts. Oh my god, that's actually 14 Agi stacks.
I mean, this Slark, Miracle has had such a good game. I mean, and Secret haven't been able to do anything to slow him down. He's going to head into Roshan with those stacks. He's going to attempt to take it down. Secret, they have got everybody but the bat up. But even so, I don't know if they're going to be aware of this necessarily or if they're actually going to try and tackle this. They do have Curse. Stampede's still on cooldown. But I think they know themselves, Secret, the last few fights in sort of these 5v5s are just so hard for them to take. They cannot control Miracle when he's surrounded by the heroes that they have.
I don't think Secret is aware of this. Even if they were, you can't contest it.
It's hard.
Slark is slowly getting out of control. This medallion allows them to kill the Rose. Zai solo dying to V.
Oh, 1, 9, and 7. Zai's game getting knocked up even more. They do get the opening onto Weave, so a trade will happen. Zai, he'll say, I did that. So Secret able to find something off the loss of the Centaur this time round. But the space, Miracle, Roshan's killed. He has the Aegis, and bottom lane, the fight will continue. They'll open up straight away, look for GH, they'll get him. The GA won't save him. Another pick off for Secret. Miracle's come over, and as soon as he is there, Secret get out. They have no intention of trying to tackle this Slark, particularly when he has Aegis.
They have 2 pipes inside of Nigma.
Wait, what? I mean, it can work.
It's good, yeah.
It can work.
You just cycle those 2, also giving you that extra survivability against the shotgun from the Morphling. Leshrac is pretty much all magical, besides Edict, of course.
Yeah, kind of the whole lineup, really, right? A large amount of it. You know, you've got to imagine sort of the percentage of damage taken for the heroes on Nigma is going to be 60-70% magical, really. Maybe even more on most of them against this lineup of Secret. So, yeah, definitely. If they can sort of cycle the actives perfectly, that's a lot of damage from Secret being entirely negated. That's bottom lane. Another tier 2, the final tier 2. The Team Secret have on the map being taken away. And with this tower, that will be Miracle Skadi complete. 27 minutes in, Diffusal Blade, Echo Saber, Skadi on this Slark.
That's a lot of slow. Once he gets on top of you, you are not running away. I believe they have no Force Staffs on Secret.
I don't think they've picked up at the bat, or... No one's been able to actually pick up one this game. I mean, in terms of heroes that can sort of fit it into the build, I mean, I guess you look to the supports, right? But with the way things have been going, they just haven't managed to find the funds. Okay, well, okay, 1,700 into it, so Yapso's making good progress on the Force, but you're right, without that Force, it feels like they can do very little to save heroes from Miracle. As Puppey has been found, Miracle has to sort of make his way up to the high ground. Kuro's already there, setting up as Puppey cannot escape. Another kill for Miracle. As top lane, the fight does continue. Secret's trying to start things off. Zai heads in with Nisha. Nisha, he's already bailing out. He knows this is not a fight that's going to go well for them. Zai also trying for the TP out. Do they have any cancel in time? They don't. So this time Zai will live.
I'm not sure they can play this super late game. Yes, you have Morphling, but this overfarmed Slark at the moment is causing a lot of trouble.
So terrifying. Miracle just dodging the stun. GH, he's over there. Yapsa holds him back momentarily with the Winter's Curse. but Miracle is still good to go. They'll lose Yapzor. Miracle's over onto Zai. The three of them, they'll finish him off. Miracle, it's just more and more kills, and for Zai, it's more and more deaths. He just can't stop dying this game. As Nigma, they have broken him.
I mentioned late game. I'm not sure we're going to see that. They're going to knock on your tier 3 towers. Slark, with that Aegis still on, they did not have an answer for him before. Now with that freshly bought Scotty, he's too tanky.
He really is. Even Map3, with the farm that he has, you know, sure, there's only about 1k in it. Map3 does still have decent item timings. He's got the E-Blade and the Manta. It just doesn't feel quite enough to deal with this slot with the amount of stats he has, with the build and with the fact that he's backed up by these 2 pipes that they can use the actives nicely with. The Heavenly Grace, there's just so much to keep Miracle alive. The Matu, regardless of the farm, it's so incredibly hard for him to have an impact.
Someone needs to stay outside the base, push the other lanes. Look at where lanes are standing right now.
Both side lanes getting right out. See if Nigma wants to send anyone over to deal with that. 30 minutes in, again, both outposts, they're in control from Nigma. Nigma's going to be able to pick up the 4 bounty runes. So an intense amount of gold and XP continue to be lost by Secret, as the advantage only just continues to grow for Nigma. Secret, they've got to pull off something drastic. They're smoked up. They're moving out on the map. Who are they actually going to be able to find off the back of this? GH was alone down bottom, but he's already TP'd out of this area. This smoke heading down to this bottom half isn't going to find anything. They need to wrap round back into mid. But Miracle, he's just going to head forward and start to dispel the smoke and reveal the heroes. He has no fear right now. He knows how strong he is. Nisha will get glimmered. Miracle pops the Shadow Dance rather early. Will be able to dart pact off the Yules and pounce in. Won't quite close the gap. They'll try and burst him down with the stun. They're bringing him low, but the heals are out. Miracle's fine, and he just turns straight away onto Nisha. Stampede has to be used to save the Lesh. And also to save Puppey, as Puppey's in trouble.
Oh, the misplay.
Is there any follow-up, though? The Splinter Blast and stuff on the high ground bring Weehaw low, but he's tossed back to safety into the warm embrace of Mind Control's purification. Weehaw will live.
I like how GH was like, screw you guys, I'm carrying you this game, even in the previous one, on the clockwork. Some clutch back tosses to keep his teammates alive. Also throughout the early game, got Slark so many kills and Essence Reef stacks. No Aegis anymore, so Slark should be more careful.
Let's see what Secret can do in terms of high ground defense. This tier 3 tower slowly getting sieged by the constant blast from Weehaw. He just steps forward and being sort of provided the safety from this Heavenly Grace. It's very hard for them to go on him. Continuing to keep him healed up. The sustain is strong from Nigma. They don't need to leave this area of the map. They can stay here.
Kuro, he will finish the tower.
Easy tower. I did this, he says, as Weehaw shakes his head. Easy goal for Kura. A Secret. How?
I thought he was going to kill the courier.
I was going to say if he found it.
100% map hack.
And this courier will live, not quite different to the situation where we have seen a lot of couriers die this whole series. Nisha, Bloodstone's done, so at least being able to amp up that spell damage a little bit. But you got to worry for those charges. Nisha's got to be careful. This is a game where Nigma haven't struggled to kill him off, or at least force him to run. Has only died twice, to be fair, but a lot of it has just been running. It's been splitting up the map, not getting involved in the fights. Nisha knows that because of how strong Miracle is, it's very scary if he tries to step up right now.
Once they get those 4 staff, it's going to be much easier for Team Secret to fight. I see Zai's building one. I'm not sure if Wyvern finished his. It's a Glimmer Cave.
Okay, yeah, he changed it. Because Yapso was queuing it up, but opting for the Glimmer instead. Feeling that was obviously the quicker item to get online, being that little bit cheaper. And, you can't sort of blame him with the pressure that Nigma was putting on. He needed something ASAP. And Glimmer, the way he wants to go, still obviously an excellent item for keeping people safe. And maybe they sort of see this game as a game where they will be able to buy time to get those forces online on top of it. As long as they can stop Nigma from being able to break the high ground any further. Outside of the base, though, Zai. It's been found. Glimmer from Yapsor, keeping him safe for only just a little bit. It's GH. He's found him. Him and Weehaw were awaiting. As Zai dead once more. Miracle able to get that touch, and yeah, he's gone for 50. So Nigma, they can really step up the pressure and try and force the high ground right now.
Secret is doing a good job just putting the pressure on the side lanes, delaying this game as much as possible. Morphling still needs to get one more item to be able to like go in and not be blown up. Oh, no, it's gonna be so much harder with this item. I saw him.
You can't run from him now.
Yep. I saw him queuing up Abyssal Blade, but
Yep.
Aghanim Scepter 2 charges on Pounce. Right now, what Nigma needs to do is just outpush the lanes, deal with this split pushing Glash Rack, and go for second Roche.
Oh, Puppey. Just trying to make sure that all three waves aren't forced in onto Secret space at the same time. He's going to keep this top lane cut, but the other two lanes, they are in great position for Nigma. He's going to TP back from Miracle. He's going to look to hunt this, jumping forward. There's one Pounce, there's the second.
There's
Puppey.
no mana.
He's gone. Miracle is KDA continuing to get padded. 16, 4, and 7. It's in the tie. So he's going to try and open up onto mind control, but this is not a hero you're bursting. Puppey's going to buy back in an attempt to maybe get something going for Secret. It's not going to work.
They can't get anything out of this.
No. WeHar's too speedy. He's already out of there. Secret have no further way to close the gap with Stampede unavailable. Nigma can simply back off, wait it up, wait until Kuro's back in the game before they start going for things. So I say that Miracle, you know, he's strong enough that he doesn't care about who's alive on his team. He's just ready to fight at any point of the game. Glimmer Cape will keep Puppey safe.
Oh, Matu also used the shotgun to save Puppey.
They are getting the chainstones though, and Miracle does die. An overextension from Miracle, and Secret are able to punish it. The Winter's Curse locking down WeHar and GH. And Nisha, he's in with the wraparound. A lot of damage coming out here as WeHar attempts for the TP, but the magical goes for Decrepify. WeHar will fall. And Nigma, for as smooth as a game that they've had, they've just given up 2 huge kills. Both cores dead for a minute. Miracle doesn't have buyback, so a clear minute where Secret can now start to take objectives themselves.
I'm getting the flashbacks from minor qualifiers in Europe, the grand finals against the Lions. This is the same kind of a mistake they did. Miracle overextended their, like, you have 2 Pounces, but you know who does not. Omni Knight to follow it in your adventure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you've gone pretty deep, and poor old Omni, yeah, sitting a mile back and saying, wait for me. No way to help him out. Do have the repair kit, Nigma, which will slow down the push a little bit. The Secret I'm going to try and stick around, wait it out, and take this tier 2 tower. So a decent bit of breathing room given to Secret as they're able to open this game back up. And if they get that as well, Secret are absolutely going to be back in this. BKB's done for Matu. They'll head to the pit. Nigma are going to have the full lineup back alive. Winter's Curse is not quite there. Stampede's going to be back in 20 seconds.
Winter's Curse is back online.
Oh, GH. He's looking for Puppey. Starting to play around with him. Extra TP's coming in. Another toss to control him. Miracle's going to start pouncing on forward. Puppey is found alone as the bat will fall. And with that in mind, that's enough to sort of send Secret away from the idea of going for Roche. They punched him a little bit, but now they know 4v5, there's no way they can do it. They've got to get back and wait for sort of Nigma to make another mistake like they just did to really allow Secret to go for more objectives like that.
And now they got a gem on Slark, which will allow them to get rid of the vision that Team Secret has. Like, they have a vision for split pushing on the side lane. They had one ward near the Roche pit, but that's gone.
Now they should have this tier 2 tower, no problem. As Secret, I mean, it's very, very interesting to see how this team does play from behind, because it's just not a position that we're used to seeing them in. But definitely still showing that, you know, once they are sort of knocked about, they can see ways out. This whole game, it's really going to gear up to this point where Miracle, you see it in the net worth, 18k, but Secret, they've got 2 heroes up there, both Matumba Man and Nisha. And when it's sort of this 2v1 carry situation, you cannot have any mistakes happen on your Slark. That death from Miracle may be the signs of further things for Nigma to be worried about. If that happens once more, this game starts to get back to an even point. And with sort of having 2 lives, with Secret's 2 cores compared to the 1 of the Slark, it's a lot harder of a game for Nigma to close up.
He can't afford to go ham right now with the Aegis.
Yeah.
Also, minute 40 is approaching. Lash needs a bit more experience to hit the level 25. He could buy the tome for himself in the next minute. Oh, that's going to be a big kill if they can get it.
GH, Nuked out the map. 75 seconds down. Does have buyback. Secret in position with the 4 of them to push on. Nigma's got to get back for this.
Oh, for sure. That's
This
last
base is
track
gonna
with
melt.
the Edict and Morphling hitting the tower with the Manta style.
I mean, they're coming over.
Tower's gone.
It's already down. Secret take it that fast, and they're disengaging incredibly cleanly. Or maybe not. Yapsor. He's caught just in time by Miracle. The pounce connects just before the TP finishes. But if anything, Yapsor's being alive there does manage to give the space for Map3 to get away unfound. Top lane, Kuro will fall. GH did buy back for that whole attempt. So again, you see the goal difference. It continues to close. It continues to swing round. Only 2K in it right now.
Oh, that's a big item on Pugna. Full Hex, even though they lost Kuro and GH, which is delaying the push that they want to do right now. But Nisha playing extremely well in the past 10 minutes, just being outside the base, split pushing also Puppy. Hiding in the trees, setting the wards to see any kind of approach from Nigma.
Nigma chasing GH with the Yule set up. There's the Hex reveal from Weeha as he finds Puppy. Puppy's gone. Now they could turn towards Zai. Zai's going to be played around with. He's got a force and a blink. May be able to play his way away. Goes in very nice.
With
He's
a
sliding
style
across them. Doesn't go deeper away. Opts for sort of switching over as he knows it's much more likely that Nigma had further backups setting in deeper in their jungle. As Zai, as Tokyo drifts right past them and he's out there, even picks up a bounty rune on the way. Zai will live this time. Another sweet escape from him.
All right, some tier 4 items dropping right now. Ninja gear picked up on Morph. This item fits him perfectly. 20 agi, movement speed. He might still saving Sliver Titan.
Okay. It's read the percentage buff with sort of the stats you get in Miracle. All right, just gives up the Aegis like that. And he's got to be careful they do it a second time. The stun timing and position will be off from Nisha there, as he's not able to get it at all. Even if he did, likely the Miracle always gets the Dark Pack cast off.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the catapults, man, Secret playing so well.
They're holding on nicely. GH's Eon Disc only buys him a little bit of safety as Kuro and Weeha, they already noped the hell out of there. They know that GH is gone, and he is dead for a long, long time. That buyback that he performed a minute or so ago, it's taken a hit for him now. He's down for 100 seconds. Nisha, the space he's found, you have to give credit to this man. You mentioned it earlier, but just looking at his KDA, 4-2-13. Amongst all the chaos, Nisha, he has done his best to avoid any opportunity of potentially feeding. Now, Zai, he'll say, I did that because I've tanked the ganks, and maybe there's some sort of truth to that. Nisha's just found the space perfectly, and he has had a free game. The levels are ridiculous. Level 26. Oh.
The leveler.
Does that work with his ability?
It should. I don't see why not.
Well, a lot of things should in Dota 2 and they don't. But we'll see. Either way, he's going to destroy towers. He's holding onto the Minotaur Horn for now.
Yeah, he has no BKB, but this thing could save him once Tiny decides to go in. Just that little bit of a extra magic immunity for 2 seconds should keep him alive. Well, the moment Slark showed on the bottom lane to stop the split push, Team Secret popped the Centaur ulti to play as aggressive as possible, get a kill. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can. They're dodging these moves perfectly, Secret. The game pretty much back to even short. They lost to tier 3 in the mid lane, Secret, but they didn't lose any racks. They've taken the tier 3, of course, earlier away from Nigma. The game, it's back to something quite insane here at 42 minutes. Could absolutely still go either way. As mid lane, we hard with the attempt, but Zai and Nisha, they're in, and there's the jump forward. Nisha, he's doing so much damage. They've got to get away from this lightning pony as Miracle's already brought down to less than half HP. Past the Shadow Dance, but the stun from Nisha catches him, and Kuro. Kuro's gone. Nisha building up these Bloodstone charges over towards Mind Control. Isolated and alone. He'll attempt to run, but 4 heroes of Secret chase him down. Mind Control's gone. Nisha with the triple kill. Nisha, he has just played this game so darn cool. He has not fed. He's done everything to build up the power he needs to out-carry this Slark. And now, Secret, they're in a position where they're up to the base of Nigma.
They're forced to use the glyph. Lanes are in a good position. Both the mid and the bottom lane are being pushed in. Last rack, level 25 Edict. Those racks are gone.
There's no defending this bottom lane. A full set of racks taken away by Secret. They'll move over towards the mid. trying to force out some of these buybacks from Nigma. It's going to have to come. It comes out from the Pugna. Commitment from Miracle. The curse holds him back. Map3 commits with the BKB for this. We'll see who they can lock down as Puppey moves across. Flame Break knocks WeHar in a little deeper. They'll focus Maestro side. He's in with the stomp, but Miracle's already out of it. The Shadow Dance, the Dark Pack. He tries to turn. Looks towards Nisha. Bashing him up. But the Dark Pack, the Shadow Dance, it ends. GH, he keeps him safe. Toss Miracle back. Miracle ready to pounce immediately back into re-engage, but he's being nuked low. Another escape. The second pounce being used to allow him to get to safety. Secret will now start to back away, but they got what they came for. They took a second melee rack. Stampede's still available. Gets Matuma Man out to safety. They're not losing anyone, or maybe Nigma can still find something. GH tries for the connection, but the toss back's there. Miracle, he goes over towards Nisha with a Bloodstone heal. Nisha's healing up. Zai, he's in with a two-man stun. The follow-up stun for Nisha. Miracle is lassoed. They've done it, Secret. They take a Miracle out of the game.
He's forced to buyback. That's the third buyback. 1, 2, 3. Actually, 5 buybacks on cooldown right now.
Nigma, they had such a beautiful early to mid game, but it's all getting torn apart right now by Secret. We're seeing an excellent showing of what this squad can do when they're behind.
Look at this graph. Whew, that's a 25,000 swing.
I don't know how you can regain control of this right now if you're Nigma. As I said, you've only got to look at the cores farm. It really is Slark versus this Lesh and Morph, and they're playing it swift now. We saw the stun control there from Secret. Zai, for the troubles he's had earlier, he's getting in now. These Blink Who Stomps, they're tripping Miracle up. He's observing the Dark Pack usage perfectly to make sure that Zai can get in and find the timing.
What is JJ showing? Timeless Relic.
It's a nice item. Pugna, you know, plus 15% spell damage on Pugna, that's nothing to sort of laugh at. He hurts. But each time WeHar's tried to sort of take place in these fights, Secret, they've got so many ways to getting on top of them. These blinks, waveforms, it's so hard for WeHar to sort of stand his ground and do the damage.
Yeah, even with this 2 pipes, the heavy, like, magical mitigation, it's not effective at this moment anymore.
Secret, they're chasing Nigma. Trying to group up and prepare for this, but Nisha's power, it just continues to grow forever. He's level 28.
Top lane's being pushed in.
Now they got to get back up here for the defense, Nigma. They're heading over. Some TPs will come into place, but GH is in. Clears up the way, but 2 siege creeps are beating down, and Nisha is ready to go. GH will blink back. Or actually flicker back, I believe. He's got the flicker.
Yeah, for a moment I was like, wow, how did that happen? It was just Fuel Scepter. Yeah, Dota 2.
I was going to say, though, Gabe and, you know, he respected GH there, because that was a perfect flicker. I mean, he went the safe way. That could have been a flicker into death.
They also triggered his Eon disc in that engagement.
This 17k lead that Secret has right now looks terrifying for Nigma. Miracle will pick up the BKB, so some extra bit of safety to allow him to commit. We'll see what they can do with that. And you see in Morph, obviously, Map3 holding on to the Titan's sliver for the fighting, and we'll have the leveler to switch in for when he's ready to start taking the buildings. Also playing around with the Illusionist cape. I like this, you know, some triple neutral items. You know, when they sort of said you only get 1 slot, they thought this would stop the hoarding, but Map3 said no,
really.
They're all mine, and rightfully so. Excellent to be used on the Morphling. Yeah, top.
Where's the follow-up?
Bit of an opening on Tanisha. He's really tanky right now, though, and he gets the chance to put the BKB. GA is out from mind control. Miracle, he's trying to commit for the easy kill onto Puppey, but Puppey will live. Nisha, BKB, moves over, looks towards GH. GH gets healed just in time by the purification, and Miracle was able to finish up Puppey. Puppey buys back immediately. As Secret stampeding forward, they'll surround Kuro in the trees, they'll lose the Ench Nigma. The rest of them, do they still want to keep things going? Miracle, he's watching. Matu with a Manta dodge, so the Illusionist cape dodge, gets away from the initial pounce. They turn, Yule setup's there, do they have the follow-up stuns? They'll look for it. Miracle stunned up, he needs help, and he needs it now. Matu now godlike, BKB popped by Matu, over he goes, bam! WeHar's out of the game as Miracle's in trouble. He's got to pounce away, there's no help from Ench or Pugna. Both of these heroes, WeHar and Kuro, do not have buyback. As Secret, they've got everybody up. Roshan is there. They can go for Rosh, and they can look to push down mid. 100 seconds with no Pugna for the defense.
I think they want to go play this safe, get the Rosh, it's a refresher, to refresh the abilities. I'm not even sure who's good on it. right now.
I don't know, who do you want the refresher on best? I mean, maybe some double BKB action on someone. I'd see, I get maybe for the morph, a bit of a double combo with the nukes, double satanic. It's a lot of buttons to press though, but Map3's got a lot of fingers. He's a skilled man. He's ready to press all the buttons. And also, of course, the one to take the Aegis. But a very cold and hard minute here for Nigma. No.
Also, that's a full butterfly. These Force Staffs are crippling Nigma and Slark. He does not have a target.
He's going to try. Starts to build up some stacks, or at least attempts to do so. Eyes him with the stun. There's the jump. Puppies have managed to find mind control on the backlines. The lasso's there. Mind control. He's gone. Dead and out of the game. Miracle pops the beat.
There's the refresh.
But Matu, he's punching so hard. Miracle tries to turn. The Winter's Curse holds him in position side. He's isolating, pushing back GH. GH tries to jump forward, and he'll be able to get in. The toss out. GH commits his life to try and help Miracle and allows Miracle to get back, so Miracle will live. An incredible play for GH, but what does it matter? The Mega Creeps are out. Secret, they're over towards the tier 4s. Still this painful time, 20 seconds without Weeha. He's not been around to help defend. There's the commitment from Zai on Kuro. He's healing up thanks to the Nature's attendants. Matu's just focusing on ending the game. The second tier 4 falls. They're onto the Ancient Secret. They're ready to have this one done with Miracle. Turns towards Matu. There's the stun. Miracle's got to pounce away, but they cannot save the Ancient. The Ancient gets focused. The game is over. Secret take the game. Take the series 2-1.
They were in such a tough spot. They were in the base. They did not left it for quite some time, but one mistake